Hi everyone, it's me Lina again, and today in this video I'll be showing you how I do my everyday makeup. So I'm gonna start doing my makeup applying this color correcting treatment from Dr. Jart. I really like it and it helps to reduce redness. I do apply foundation after it, so it seems like quite a few layers, but it really helps my makeup to look flawless and beautiful. So I think it's perfect for like sensitive skin like mine that gets red very easily, and I don't want my skin to look red or even little like beads or anything like that, so it really is a huge help. You can actually use it without foundation, like it is actually meant to be used like without foundation, but I like it this way. You can also use color correcting palette to neutralize certain colors on your face that you think are not perfect or shouldn't be there. I have also noticed that I actually have a little bit of acne on my forehead. I usually don't have acne at all, haven't had it like since I don't know, since I was teenager, but I actually happen to have it a little bit today. So as I said, I do have sensitive skin, it gets red, but I wouldn't say that I have acne. And also I do have like large pores on my nose, so yeah, this is the situation with my skin. I think my skin is far away from being perfect, but I don't think it's really in bad condition. Anyways, I'm talking too much about all those skincare products and stuff, but yeah, this is what I'm gonna start with. I also want to mention stuff that I already applied, as I already applied certain things on my face. I have already applied this moisturizer, but before that I applied the sunscreen. I'm kind of ready to go with my makeup. I also want to mention that this is not how my eyebrows look like without makeup. I actually applied, or I tinted my eyebrows yesterday with this Tattoo Brow, what is it called, tint from Maybelline, and it seemed to work pretty well, but now they look a bit darker than I actually wanted them to be. I'm gonna try perhaps and correct it while I'll be doing my makeup as I go, but yeah, it is not how they look like, as I'm currently trying to remove my permanent makeup. I'm actually really excited to get rid of it, at least partially, so I could get new eyebrows, and this is the whole story. So I guess we should just start. I'll be applying it. I actually have a little like a spatula kind of thing. It came with it, so I'll be using it. The one I usually use. I actually apply it directly on my face. I feel like I apply quite a bit of it. Actually, I think it's too much already. I'll be using this moist kind of sponge to, to kind of like spread it, well, blend it. By the way, last Friday I couldn't properly do my makeup because it was just after basically fencing classes, and my right hand was shaking so much, and you need to be precise when you do makeup, kinda. So like my hand was shaking so much that I couldn't really do my eye makeup properly. I thought my makeup looked funny. Well, at least I know the reason why my hand was shaking, because if I wouldn't, I would be freaking out with my anxiety. I would be like, am I dying? It's kind of funny, because I feel like I always apply tiny bits on my eyebrows and it's kind of annoying. So this is how my skin looks like with that color corrector. I think this is how my skin would look like if it was closer to being perfect. And I think my eyebrows look really bad, to be fair, but I think they would look even worse if I wouldn't tint them. They would look very kind of grayish, maybe bluish, and I don't know, I'm really like embarrassed of it. Yeah, it kind of makes me feel very, well, not very confident. So anyways, I'll carry on. So I'll be applying foundation, and I decided to go today with the one that is actually slightly darker for me, but just slightly. I actually noticed that for summer it's not such a bad idea, and yesterday I noticed I got some suntan. I had a walk yesterday and I actually got suntan like on my, well, chest kind of. And I think that maybe this one's gonna work very well for my face. I actually do have a lighter one, but I've been told by professionals that I've been using a very light foundation, perhaps way too, you know, pale for my skin. I guess I thought that my skin was very pale, but it is not, so yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna start. So I'll be using this In Real Life Filter foundation by Makeup Revolution. So I have this other sponge, but I'll be using it for lots of things, I think. I'm applying quite a bit. I don't see the point to do makeup where it doesn't look like, you know, better than your skin tone. I just don't get it. Why to even do that makeup? What is the point? What exactly you want to do? Well, this is how I feel about it. Anyways, I'll be applying. You're supposed to start with your nose to defer when you apply foundation. So this is how my face look like with foundation on. I'll be applying powder, and also I'll be applying some highlighter. So I normally also apply like a contouring, like the one in stick. So look, it's almost the same color, and I don't have a darker one at the moment. I actually have the one, but it's in powder version, and to be fair, I struggle with powdery versions, and I think I just won't be applying it, but I will apply some highlighter, and I'm gonna show you how I'll be doing it. So I'll be applying this one. I'm gonna just do those kind of like strokes, and I'm gonna start with like near my eyes to kind of give them this lifting effect. Also, yeah, other side, here where my lips are, both sides, also like this, also here to lift it kind of. I feel like perhaps I'm applying it a bit lower than it should be, like it should be higher, and also on my nose, like to kind of give this effect of like contouring. I'll be blending it with the same sponge. I don't think it's a problem really. And don't forget to blend, like honestly, I mean, it's very important. So next I'm actually gonna use a little bit of this creamy highlighters that comes in stick. It actually looks a little like a mess because I use it like after certain products sometimes, but I'll just gonna use it like that. I mean, it's mine, it's a little messy, but that's okay. So I'm gonna apply just a bit on my chin like this, and a little bit here above my lips, and what I'm gonna do is just blend it. Next I'm gonna be applying this blush, creamy blush, but later on I'll be applying another blush. So yeah, maybe it sounds a lot, but I don't know, I lately like the way my makeup looks like, so this is how it's done. So I'll apply here a bit, like, and going like up a bit. I'm not sure it's how I wanted it, but okay. It's kind of not very usual for me to do my makeup here, and I do have like a bigger mirror. Just blend. It's gonna look funny, I think, but I feel like I applied maybe too much, and also a little bit too to the side, but like I feel like it's gonna be alright, don't you worry. It just looks funny now. So you can kind of correct it slightly, and this is what I'll be doing. I'm gonna take this highlighter, and I'm just gonna apply a little bit like here. Gosh, I feel like this video is gonna be so long. No one likes watching way too long videos. I'm not that interesting. So next I'll be using these, how do you call it? Gosh, why I always forget the name of this product. Like it's concealer. Gosh, I guess this is because I haven't been using concealer for years. I just didn't like the idea of it. So I'll apply here. Actually, I decided that I won't be applying it under eyes, by the way, because for some reason my under eye look very light when I apply concealer, even though I usually go for quite natural, I would say slightly lighter colors than my foundation one. It still looks very like white, and I don't like it. So I'll be applying here, and also like on the eyelids, just to create the base for eyeshadows. Of course, you need to blend all of these. It's very important, and I mean, it's kind of obvious, not like I have to tell you, saying obvious things here. Okay, here, I don't like that my eyebrows now are so messed up with foundation and stuff. I kind of like it to be quite accurate when it comes to these. I mean, everything should be accurate, but like especially this part, because if you're gonna mess it, the eyeshadows won't sit well enough, and well, you kind of understand what I mean, right? Well, I hope you do. Sometimes when I can't explain something in English, I just give up. I don't want to explain. I'm like, whatever, you know. If they want to understand, they will. If they don't, that's kind of rude, but I mean, I don't know. I don't like explaining too much. I think some things are kind of understandable anyway, so like if someone doesn't understand, maybe they are just not making enough effort. So I'll be applying powder now on my eyelids, so just like on top of that concealer to create this beautiful base, so it's really easy to work with that area and apply eyeshadows. So I'll be using this powder, it's my favorite, and I would say that it's very budget. Like maybe the bottle, this bottle itself doesn't cost that like little, but I would say it's not expensive at all. It just lasts so long. It can last more than 1 year, and I think it's amazing, so I really like it. So I will be kind of having some powder here. This is basically the lid from the jar that my husband got. They were like chocolate raisins, and I'm using it like this. So yeah, I'm being creative and not throwing everything away. Let's just do that. So I like to check, double check, because it kind of, you know, the crease is messed up, and you need to make sure that you're applying powder to the eyelids where there are no like you know, this kind of visible crease. I'm taking a bit of powder, quite a bit, but like not, well, actually I took quite a bit, which is not good. And the same on other eye, just apply this powder. I'll be doing 2 eyes at once because I just applied so much powder, too much. So now I'll be applying on top of that powder, basically eyelids, eyeshadow that is of very light color. It is gonna be like the base of everything I'm gonna do to my eyelids, meaning these eyeshadows. So yeah, pretty light color, and you apply it like, I'll be applying it almost like to the whole eyelid, like up, you know. So I'm gonna show you. Let's just do that. To be fair, my eyelids already look very white because of the powder, and yeah, it's kind of a mistake, so I just don't want you to repeat it necessary. Be careful, don't apply too much powder, it's not good, and it's kind of drying, can be drying. Depends on powder, but yeah, it can be. You're supposed to blend every eyeshadow you apply. This is how you get very like clean kind of look, more accurate rather. I will be applying kind of like brownish, but this of like natural color eyeshadow. I'm gonna go with this one. I think it looks beautiful. I just made a break to have my protein shake because I was getting very hungry. I'll be applying this eyeshadow. So I'll be doing what? I'll be applying like to this lash line, eyelash line, and going like, you know, up kind of. It makes sense. Well, you kind of can see my explanation sometimes really sucks. So I'll be making this V shape here, like, you know, to create this beautiful kind of like shadow for your eye. So it's gonna make your eyes really like opened, and I mean, it's beautiful. The same thing on other eye, but don't forget to blend it. I'll be blending when I'll like apply it, but perhaps it's not such a good habit to do it in that order. I'm gonna blend it. It's very important to blend every time you apply eyeshadow. So I decided that next I'll be applying this eyeshadow, my new one, over here. Perhaps it's a bit too dark, but I feel like it should be very similar to the color I just applied, but a bit darker, to really make your eyes pop and beautiful, you know. I'll be doing something very similar, except of this V shape's gonna be smaller. You won't be starting like actually from the whole eyelash line. You will be starting from the middle, and this is how you go, like up, and then also V-shape, but you don't go like till the end, if it makes sense. I don't know if it does make sense, but you kind of can see what I'm doing. So from the middle we go and we go up. I learned it from my makeup courses, online makeup academy. I really liked it. I thought all the instructors were so clear, and I mean, really, it helped me a lot. Also, lots of people noticed the change in my makeup, and one of my friends said that my makeup looks so much better now. Also, my husband said so, even though he's like far away from like being a makeup artist or anything like that, but he noticed that too, and he said that he wanted to buy something like that for me previously. He also was considering to get for me something like acting courses, because this is what I always wanted to do. But yeah, I think voice acting, yeah, it's kind of sweet. I like that he encouraged me to, you know, do something to kind of evolve and get better. I think it's something that I really like about him. I'm gonna be blending that eyeshadow that I have just applied. I'm talking so much and I'm a little worried that this video is gonna be too long. So I'll apply a little bit of this highlighter to the middle of my eyelids to give this kind of like a point of light, simply. Yeah, it's quite a bit, but I don't know, I feel like it's gonna be good. Like here, just to, you know, kind of make makeup look really beautiful. I don't know if I should call this makeup soft glam makeup, but it's basically my everyday makeup, and I know for some people it's too much. It looks maybe even like, I don't know, tacky or something. To be fair, I don't think it looks very necessary vulgar or anything like that. I think it suits my eye shape and so on, and in fact this makeup would suit lots of people. So blending. So I also will be applying this eye pencil under my eyes in my waterline, and also like up eye. Sometimes it kind of messes up my makeup, but I really like it. I don't know, it just makes my eyes really stand out, and I like to exaggerate them like this. So I'll be applying eyeliner. I don't know, whenever I do it like on cam, it's doesn't look that good, let's just put it this way. So I'm really nervous about this part, but let's just do it. So I don't like them to be, those wings to be very thick wings. I actually have this pencil to correct something that really goes wrong. It's actually just eye pencil, but it is of very light color, and I correct sometimes mistakes, and sometimes I just really need to have something like this, like, I don't know, just feel like being very genuine. I'm gonna even up those wings. So I also gonna apply this eyeliner down my eyes, like almost in waterline, not quite, because it's not so good, because it's like eyeliner and it's gonna like be in your eye basically, but very close to it, because it's just gonna really make eyes stand out, and I really like this effect. So just applying like close to eyelash line, let's say. So next I'm gonna actually apply another eyeshadow, this really dark brown one, and I'm gonna apply it very close to my wing, or both of them actually. So it's gonna make this effect of like really kind of like makeup that is very accurate, because it just goes together very well. Just a bit like up of it, and don't forget to blend that too. And perhaps I'm gonna correct little bits with that little pencil I showed you. Like, I just add a little bit where I feel like it's already messed up. I don't know, it actually is very similar to eyeshadow. It's something I do, you know, I don't know if many people do it, but it's just really helpful. So I'll be using this pencil. It's actually from this brand, I'm not sure, something really like inexpensive. Anyways, I also wanted to mention that my eyebrows started to grow so much better after permanent makeup removal sessions. Apparently it's the needles that are working that way, and it's very interesting because I thought it was the reduction of ink that kind of make my eyebrows regrow, but apparently not. I've been told so by Dana, who was actually performing that procedure. Anyways, I'll be doing my eyebrows with this pencil simply. I don't know, my eyebrows look very unnatural, so I don't know if I can correct. I'm not sure about the color too, but I'm gonna give a try this color. I'm gonna brush my eyebrows up a little bit. I actually have lots of different styling products for my eyebrows, like quite a few at the moment, but I'm not using them much as my eyebrows are still not as bushy as usually eyebrows of people who don't have or didn't have permanent makeup done. I do have now quite a bit of eyebrows, but like, yeah, my hairs are quite long, by the way. They're like thin but long, so yeah, basically this is how my eyebrows are, the texture and so on. So this is kind of styling products that I have for eyebrows. Actually, I decided I'm gonna try just a little bit of this new one, just on my right eyebrow, because it's just a little... Wow, my hands are shaking. Just a bit. So now I'll be using this same light eyeshadow on my eyebrow bone, just a little bit. So I'll be applying even like here at the beginning, but you can apply just like here in the actual that eyebrow bone. I think it's gonna make makeup more accurate too. I don't like to use shimmering one. I think it makes makeup very like glamorous, a bit too much, and I'm gonna just blend it with the same brush. So yeah, might be a mess already, but it's gonna do, don't worry. So now I'll be applying more powder to my face. I closed the door to a hallway. There is a little mess there because we have just so many things that there is no place to store them, and yeah, I don't want you to see it. Anyways, I'll be applying powder firstly with a brush, only to certain areas of my face, because I decided that I was applying way too much powder in past, and it's not so good for my skin, it's just drying. So yeah, I'll just apply to certain areas, as I said, starting here, also a bit here, but it shouldn't be too close to my hair. Also other side and up. Then I'll be applying to my forehead. I guess my skin is dry but not that dry, so I'll be using this powder puff to apply powder under eyes, and also like to the sides of my nose. I like to apply powder just so it's not too shiny, at least on the sides. So I'm gonna use the same brush with the same basically leftovers of eyeshadow that I used, like the first brown one, and I'm just gonna apply a little bit under eyes. And then I'm gonna take this brush with other brown and apply just a little bit more, like closer to corners of each eye. Now I'm gonna take this eye pencil in brown color, and I'll just apply it in corners of my eyes, under eyes. I'm gonna connect it to the V. I just use mirror a lot, but I don't know how to do it without it. It's time to apply blush, another blush, and I'll be using probably this color. I think it's quite natural and not too much. So I'm just gonna be making those movements up. So it's now time for highlighter. I'll be using this broken one. I actually have a new one that is not broken, but I mean, why not to use it, right? So yeah, my brushes are so damaged. Some of them, I really need new ones. Anyways, I apply quite a bit of highlighter, but you shouldn't apply too much. I tend to over apply it, and it's a mistake I do make. I apply it here. Actually, I just applied it a bit too close to the eye. You shouldn't do that. Also maybe a bit here, and you kind of like contour of the face. You can apply just a bit, like over here and here on the forehead. I like to apply it to the tip of my nose. Also a little bit on my chin. And also sometimes apply like here to all along my nose, basically. But be careful because I didn't like apply too much powder there and it might like mess up makeup. Well, for me at least, it sometimes does. I also will use this brush for highlighters that I used before for my eyes, and I'm gonna apply highlighter with it like up my lip here. So now I will be applying this lip pencil. I try to stick to my natural lip shape. I actually quite like it, though my upper lip is much smaller than the bottom one, but it is what it is. I kind of appreciate natural lips now because so many people don't, and I mean it's kind of unique. I don't mean to sound, well, I don't know whatever it might sound like, but honestly I think we should appreciate what we have. I used to be the person, well, I did my eyebrows, you know, I got my eyebrows done, and honestly I just regret it so much. Honestly I think that this kind of lip shape looks good, so like I don't see the point to make it super different. And I think I'm gonna go with this lipstick from Maybelline. The color is very beautiful and everyone really likes this color. Like when I was doing my makeup courses, like the person who was checking, the instructor who was checking my works, she really likes the color, and in general people just love this color. So yeah, it'll be people pleasing, but I mean, yeah, I like it myself, so it's not about anyone else. So I'm gonna use this setting spray and this little brush to remove eyeshadows from my eyelashes. I'm gonna spray it. This is very helpful tips that I learned from Makeup Academy. So I'm gonna curl my eyelashes, and time to apply mascara. I'll be using my Clinique one. I really like it. I think it's very good. I like this brush too, to be fair. And of course setting spray.